Alright, so today I'm going to be downloading and installing and getting all set up on my secondary laptop, Folding at Home. So, Folding at Home is an application that utilizes cloud computing to allow you to submit unused computer cycles to help solve difficult problems involving protein folding. The one that I'm going to get it set up for is probably going to be to help towards Alzheimer's research. So typically with protein folding, it requires a large amount of computer processing power, typically achievable only with a supercomputer. However, in the early 2000s, a researcher at Stanford University determined that they could achieve the same results by utilizing cluster computing, where instead of having one large supercomputer, instead you have several moderate ability computers. The large problem, in this case protein folding, gets split up into a bunch of smaller parts which are handled by the individual computers. They all submit their results of solving the problem back to the primary server, which is then able to reassemble all of the results to essentially get the same result as if it was one large supercomputer all working on the problem. So, on my computer, like I said, I'm going to get it set up and we're going to try foldingathome.org. So this is the website. It's where you can download the installer for it. Let's see, donate data. Let's join the fold. Start folding. The Folding at Home software runs while you do other things. So generally, as long as your computer's not being used, it'll utilize those CPU cycles to work at solving the problem. So grab the installer right here. And there we go. Let's see. Yep, that's good to run. Already got it going. Alright, welcome to setting up Folding at Home. It says to close all other applications, so I'll hit next here. I'll hit I agree. And we'll do a custom install just because I don't know exactly what the settings are right away, but we'll see what's available. Next. Alright, this is the default save location. That looks like it's alright, so we'll hit next. The data directory is where it saves the working files as it's attempting to solve the problem. We'll hit next here. Automatically start a login is recommended. You can start it as a system service at boot time, or you can tell it to start manually. In this case, because this is a secondary laptop for me and one that I don't use all the time, I'm just going to tell it to automatically start at login time. I don't want to take the time to have to start it manually. I just want to be able to press the power button and let it do its thing. There's another option here to enable the Folding at Home screensaver, which is recommended. I can't remember. I had this installed at one point, and it really just shows like a simulation of protein folding as a screensaver after the computer's been idle for about 30 seconds, but I thought that was pretty cool too. So I'm going to turn that on also. If nothing more, it'll give me something cool to look at when I walk past the computer. Alright, so now it's going through its installation process. Once this finishes, we'll have the opportunity to log in with our username. I've set up a Kawari team, so just in case anybody watching this decides they want to install it and work towards curing Alzheimer's also. Alright, and let's start Folding at Home. Okay, so you can see down in the lower right hand corner, it's going. There's Defender Firewall, block some features. We want to allow it to work on all networks. Generally, this is just going to be running in my apartment, so I'm not really worried about it being on networks such as airports and coffee shops, but it doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's just a spare computer. It's just going to be running this. So we'll allow access through the Windows firewall. And here we go. As you can see, it opens up in Chrome. We've got the folding at home configuration page. So it's actually idling in the background of your computer right now. You can start folding as anonymous or set up an identity and earn points. So I have an identity that I just set up yesterday. I'm going to utilize that. So even after you close down this page, the folding at home client will still run in the background. You'll be able to see it in Task Manager. So the default settings assume you're using a laptop and set the power usage to be lower than you might want for Okay, so let's set up an identity and start folding. So the name, Kaori. Team number. Let's see. I actually wrote this down somewhere else. There it is. Team 106 5717. And I'll include this down in the description of the video just in case you want to join in. Passkey. Let's see. That. Let's see here. That one I'm going to enter. This is essentially the password that gets into my account, so I obviously don't want to share that. The other difficult thing is that this particular key wasn't something that I chose, but something that was instead assigned to me by folding at home. So while it's very secure, it's not something that I would immediately think of right away on my own. So again, that's another password that I've written down. Yeah, and I know that's really great information security right there, but I have a feeling nobody's going to be trying to sneak their way into my folding at home account. Okay, and I think that's it. There we go. And we can bring that back. There we go. So, here we go. We've got our passkey, we've got our team name, a username, Kaori, and let's save it. I don't need Google Chrome to save that for me. And there it goes. It's doing its thing. Right now you can see here that I'm folding as Kaori. Right here it shows the team name. Let's see, I support research fighting. And as you can see here, you can choose a number of things. There's COVID-19, Alzheimer's, just cancer in general, Huntington's. I'm not sure about Huntington's, but I know there's Parkinson's. There's, and then the last one is high priority, where folding at home will decide whichever project needs the most help at the time, and your work will automatically go towards helping to resolve those. Like I said, I'm going to do Alzheimer's. I think that I'm predisposed to Alzheimer's just because I've had family members in the past that have died of that, so in hopes that someday maybe that'll prevent it from happening to me, we're going to run and do some work on Alzheimer's. Okay, so now it's running. Let's see, yeah. I'm going to move myself a little out of the way here so you can see some of the more. Okay. So you can see here, it says running, all systems go. And my computer has 5 days to complete this work unit. Work units. So the work unit is the individual chunk of the folding process that your computer is working on. These are more or less every time you solve one of those, you're awarded points. In this case, if I solve this work unit, which is work unit number 18427, I'll get an estimated 4,160 points if I can complete that. Taking a look at it also, it looks like it's going to take my computer about 3 days to solve that. Now, if you've got a GPU in your computer, you can solve these a lot faster than me with my old Pentium laptop. It's not real great, but at the same time, that's why it's a spare. You'll also see here that the computer has 5 days to complete the work unit. So obviously, because cluster computing requires all of the computers within the cluster to submit their work back to the server. If perhaps I had an especially slow computer that was going to be taking like 30, 40 days to complete this, the server would have to wait those 30 to 40 days to get my particular work unit back. So that's not realistic. So usually there's a deadline for how long you have to complete the work unit. And that also accommodates for if your computer's turned off, or maybe you're using it for something. So as we saw earlier, it'll only run in the background. I think there is a setting where you can tell it to run in the foreground, but well, to run while you're actively using the computer. But yeah, we're not going to go over configuring that today. So you can see here, this laptop, it only has one CPU in it, but it's working. It's doing its thing. It's slow, but at the same time, this is work that the computer will do idly. I don't have to sit here and maintain it, and I just wait, let it sit and do its thing. And eventually this will go from 0.13 all the way up to 1%, 2%, eventually 100%. Once it hits that, that's when I get my estimated points here. Right up here, you can see how many points are earned. As of right now, it's 0 because I just started. And here we have the Team Cow Ori page. We click that, Team Statistics. Team Cow Ori, right here. It was founded by me. We've earned 0 points, contributed 0 work units. This is a new endeavor, but I've done this previously in the past, but figured that this is a good chance for a fresh start. And right here, team donors. Right now, nobody, because no work units have been completed, but I look forward to seeing some more people in there. Let's see, what else? There's a button here you can stop folding if you need your computer's full processing power for something. But like I said, this is just gonna sit in the corner of my apartment. Oh, let me move myself to the other side of the screen now. Shoop. Okay. So while your computer's folding, you'll see down in the task tray, hit the up button. There's a little icon for folding at home. You can see if you hover over it, the tooltip says folding active. By right-clicking on it, you can view what the protein viewer looks like, what the particular protein looks like as you're folding it. I'm certainly no scientist, so I can't make heads or tails of that. But there's also an option for advanced control. Let's see, advanced control, if I remember correctly, is the way that I was most familiar configuring folding at home. Yeah, here we go. So I don't believe you can use that I don't believe you can use the advanced client for logging into a team or anything. I could be wrong, but a lot of times I'll just leave it running in the background just because it's an easy way to keep track of how things are going. It's pretty much everything you can see in the web view. You can see here the progress. It's 0.18% right now. The status of it, it's running. Like I said, there's no GPU in this, just a CPU. So that's running. Estimated PPD. I believe that's points per day. So if you leave this running 24 hours, you'll get this many points. The points, they're not really good for anything. They're just bragging rights for how good you're doing. Let's see. Estimated credit, that's how many points you're going to get, both on your personal profile on the Folding at Home website, as well as dedicated towards the team. Let's see. ETA says it's going to take about 3 days to complete. The project number. So this has just about everything you would need that you could also utilize in the Folding at Home web client. I'm not sure what the finish button does here, but you can pause it if you need to use your full CPU for something else. The fold button is used to start it again after you've paused it. So let's see, if I open up Task Manager here, we should see it working in there. Yep, here it is. FAH control, Folding at Home. We go to more details. Well, you can see It's using about 50 to 60% of the CPU. And here it is. So, folding at home core. Here's the control, the advanced control that we've got open. So, seeing right now, the folding at home core is using about 45% of the CPU. Now, using both the advanced control right here, or you can do it in the web client. There's an option. Oh, and I'm in the way again. There we go. There's an option for power. So as you increase the power, that will utilize more of your computer CPU as it folds. So like I said, right here, we can see that it's utilizing about 45% of the CPU. But because that's all that I'm going to be using this computer for, let's give it everything it's got. I'm gonna jack this up all the way to full. And now in Task Manager, we should see this start to go up. 25, 41, 43, 46. Let's see. I wonder if I have to start it and then stop it again. Yeah, let's pause it. And then let's start it again. Ready state. Oh, and I lost my progress. And let's see, how do we start this again? Let's refresh this. Give it all the power. Alzheimer's. No, come on, stop that, Google. Okay, so it looks like we didn't actually lose our progress. Now it's running. Okay. Let's see if this looks any different. No, it looks like it's not utilizing any more of the CPU, but... well, either way. This is going again. It's at about 1/4%. Another neat thing, if you do happen to fancy yourself a little bit of a scientist, once you've selected your what project you're working on, in this case doing the Alzheimer's project, it'll actually explain more about the project that you're working on. In this case, it's number 18427. Like I said, I'm no scientist, but this explains a lot more about, like I said, the particular lab that you're working with to solve the fold, and specifically what they're testing the fold to see if it'll work on. So apparently GABA rep, which is this. But with each different project that you work on, it's usually a different experiment, a different lab, but the one thing that remains is that you're utilizing unused CPU cycles to work towards the greater good. So I have plenty of computer equipment at home, but none of it is strong enough to really do any kind of crypto mining. So I find that this is a good way to put that stuff to work. It makes me feel good. I like to think that I'm actually helping somebody out there. But yeah, so I'll put some information down in the description explaining where to download the Folding at Home client, maybe a little bit about it, how to join up with the team if you'd like to join in. So, cool. I hope that you learned something useful from this. Maybe it'll help you configure Folding at Home on your own. Maybe you want to start your own team. That's fine too. Maybe you just want to fold anonymously and just know that you're helping out. So, whatever it is, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!